Everyone thinks because you're a zombie, you don't know good coffee. Well, they're wrong. There's only one brew that gets my seal of approval. Deadly Grounds coffee is my guilty pleasure. The aroma is so intoxicating. It brings all of my neighbors out of the woodwork. Deadly Grounds coffee. Coffee to die for and zombie approved. It's good to get a little deadly. Use the front door! Oh, they're so disgusting.
Hey everybody, it's Tuesday night, time for another live Wicked Horror Show. I'm Kevin, and as always, I'm joined by Tony has 9 fingers.
What is going on, people?
And Tony, would you like to introduce our very special guests?
Sure. From the movie WATCHDOG, which is now currently streaming on Amazon Prime, or you can rent it and buy it on Amazon Prime, should I correct myself. We have director L.C. Holt.
Hey, what's up, guys? How are you?
How's it going? And actor Wes Robinson, who we've had both of them on a few times, but
we're vets now. Hey guys.
Yeah, old hat.
Yeah.
And we have Chaney here, but he keeps disappearing.
Technical difficulties.
Yeah, he pops up and then he freezes and then he disappears. But yeah, Watchdog. So we've had you on to talk about Watchdog when it was being made, and then when it was in, when you were shopping it around and doing like some festival stuff, and now we finally have been able to see it. We both just finished it right before the show.
Nice. Thank you.
I watched most of it, the majority of it, on my lunch break at work today. And St. Chaney's here, but his video is not here. Chaney, it says offline.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'll just leave it just in case something changes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was watching it on my lunch break today, and then I finished it today, like just a little while ago, and I really enjoyed it. I was excited to see it, and like finally able to see the finished product, and yeah, it didn't disappoint. So congratulations, guys, on a really cool movie.
Thank you, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Kevin.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those more thriller than horror, but it has that where it's got your heart beating pretty much the entire second half of the movie. In the beginning, it seems like your normal movie, and then it turns into, something different. So,
yeah.
So anything but. How is it doing on? When did it actually go up on Amazon Prime?
What was it, about 2 or 3 weeks ago? Something like that?
Approaching 3 weeks now or so?
Yeah. So it's fairly recent release. You guys knew about it not long after it came out. Seven Palms Entertainment released it, and they were very fast in that process once we got it going with them, and now it's up there for everybody to see, which is fantastic, because obviously that's what a movie's there to do, to be watched.
Dog. Sorry.
That's quick.
Damn, he's good.
Whenever anyone says watch, I'm just gonna finish. The.
You gotta do it.
Dog.
Yep.
So, with the movie, how long did the whole process take to? I'm sure we've talked about it before, but with fresh ears that are watching or listening to us, how long did the whole process take to, do or write or make this movie come to fruition?
Well, once the script was done, it was pretty quick to go. I had totally finished the movie I directed prior to this, and then not long after, we were pre-production on Watchdog, and that's that's it. It was. I'm just fascinated by Chaney. Sorry.
That was the
It's
clearest
just-
he's been since.
Yeah, it's
And he's just like, all
remarkable
right, I
thing.
It looks
guess I'm
great.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic process that we had, casting these wonderful actors and putting the crew together of all great people to work with. The movie came off really, as easily as any movie can. I mean, there's a lot of work that goes into making something come off well, that kind of becomes invisible, hopefully. And then you just see the movie for what the movie is. But it was a great group of people to work with. And Wes, Chaney, Celeste Blandon, Felissa and Mark Patton, and everyone else who was involved. And that's just talking about the cast. You have a group of DP and the editor, Frank Dormani, who was the composer. And all of our crew, Jake and Tyler and everybody, it's a great group of people.
Yeah, I mean the house itself that it was in, or just the area itself, because it's all around it. It looked like an awesome place to shoot.
It was very isolated, and we had it. We had the run of the place, and there was a lot of property as well. That barn was there. Originally, we were going to do it at a completely different house, and then that house sort of became unavailable later on, and into the process. And so that was actually something that was fortuitous, because the house that we ended up with became such a character in the movie, and that was important to me. As I've said before, that the house itself have a cinematic quality and be photogenic. And so much of the movie is about how people move in and out of rooms and the layout of the house. And, once you're outside, how do you get back in? And, that immediate area around it. The barn was actually not in the original script. And then when the house we got, I could shuffle the ending a little and put that barn in there, which was great. There he is!
Yeah.
Chaney, are you here to stay?
I don't know. No clue what's going on. I hope.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Shit. This is going to be the ticking clock portion of this interview. Is how long will Chaney
I just want to
last?
show this one comment that's come in already.
Poor Chaney. No kidding. But
Chaney
was, Chaney, West, all these guys, they were so fantastic.
The acting was on point for this one.
Thanks,
for sure.
man.
For
Thank
sure.
you.
And it's one of those things where it's like some of the scenes in this got very intense. So just like the interaction between the main three, I mean, then everybody else plays a part, but just you three definitely had some, some of those scenes were very, very intense. So how did you guys pull that off?
We just hate each other so much, I don't know. I think we definitely did rehearsals on Zoom together, but we really just kind of settled in, and everything just kind of clicked. I think between all of us, we found our characters pretty fast, and the intense stuff was just I don't know. It just rolled really easy.
Yeah, well, it seemed that way.
It rolled a lot easier than Chaney's connection, that's for sure.
We have a question from Explicit Hatred UK. They actually there's a comment that I want to show after this, but they're asking if there's going to be, is this just digital on Amazon, or is there going to be a physical release as well?
There's going to be a limited physical release, yeah.
Okay, good to know. And then they wanted to just say that the movie was great, by the way. Me and my sister really enjoyed it. It's so great. It's so great work, also good. It's funny games. It is on the edge at some points. So yeah, what's up?
You ever see the movie Funny Games?
I don't know.
It's like a home.
LC probably has.
Yeah,
It's like a home invasion type deal. There was one in the UK, and then they had adapted it to the American version, which I mean,
It
America had
wasn't
always.
two people, right? That's something different.
No, it was.
Been retitled.
It's pretty much like two guys. They come and ask for sugar, and then pretty much break into the house and take over the family. So it has that like home invasion type deal, but you know, every home invasion's a little bit different. But that's pretty. That's,
He's broke out the cigarette now.
Yeah.
He's like,
He's like,
"Damn,
all
it's
right.
time to smoke."
I don't know what's going on here. It starts and then it makes it so that I can't hear you guys, and then it like cuts me off. This is the longest it's lasted though.
What browser are you using?
Uh-oh.
Go with Chrome, Chaney. Go with Chrome.
I guess it's not Chrome. Oh, the internet's.
We'll
He's
get
on,
there.
he's on Linux right now.
It's getting
it is
there slowly but surely. That was about 5 seconds that we had him on for.
Next time he comes on, he's going to use Chrome.
He's moving now.
This is more fascinating, I guess, than talking about the movies. Just watching what Chaney's doing.
And this is why
Can you hear us,
everybody has.
Chaney?
See if he has any bats in the cave.
It's like one of those, it's like one of those like Urbex things.
I'm just going to watch him for the whole time.
Yeah, just the next hour, we're just gonna all sit here and stare at what Chaney's doing.
No more questions, just surveillance. And this
Yeah.
is why not only do you have to listen to us, but you
You have to
also have to
watch us.
come in and watch. Because
Yes.
right now, anybody who's just listening has no idea what we're talking
Yeah.
about.
They're totally out of the fucking thing right now. It's just no idea what's happening.
Hey, LC, that house that we used, that we
Yes.
got last minute, the script, I feel like that house ended up working way better than the original house would have. Also.
Yeah, I mean, the original house was great, and I would still like to do something there. But like the movie itself is, I do think benefits from the house that we got. I can't imagine it without it.
Yeah.
Without that house.
Because that change was what, like weeks before?
Yeah, it was a few weeks before. Yeah, it was a few weeks before, and then we ended up with the house that we got, and that was a fantastic situation.
Yeah.
There were some flaws to the house itself, but it served us well. I don't know if we'll go into that. How far we're going to go into that, but no, it was fun. It was fun. It people lived there. It was we had the spot to do the effects, and we had a spot to have all the equipment, and it served us well.
Yeah.
Really well.
We actually
Was that like I mean, you guys are all kind of scattered, right? Like, I'm assuming like you don't all live in the same area. You're all scattered, so that's why. So was it kind of a central location, or was it travel for
No.
everybody?
No, it was a travel for most people, but it's near where I grew up. Though it's not in an area that I grew up in. I mean, it's not the kind of house I would have growing up. But it's near where I live. I always say it'd be very hard for someone to find that house because it's in the sticks. But it was a cool little spot. And the house does not look like what you see in the movie from the road. We actually shot it where it was the front-facing part is actually facing private property. What you see in the movie. So it'd be pretty hard to find it if anyone ever wanted to.
Yeah. We'll
Nice.
totally get that. But we actually shot the
On behalf of women everywhere, to men everywhere, please don't bring home a psycho killer on your anniversary. Maybe wait for a holiday.
yeah.
To get that joke, you need to watch the movie, which is now on Prime.
Yeah, I mean, Celeste came up with some interesting kind of subtext to her character, which didn't change the script. It actually fit right into what was in the script. But she had this idea for the character that she was expecting Travis to propose to her that night. And I thought, well, that's a cool idea. And like I say, it doesn't change anything, but it just adds a little bit of melancholy, I think, to her character.
It's a Chaney
that's
Bush
there.
project, you know.
Think it
There-
got
Yeah. All right.
Can you still hear us,
You're just
Chaney?
discussing what an amazing actor you are, Chaney. That's all we talk
worse.
about.
Terrible with technology, though.
It's true though. He is an amazing actor.
He is.
Thank you, man.
Especially
I missed something good.
the last 10 minutes of the movie for sure has that element. Like I was saying, there's certain scenes in it that have that intenseness to it, and that last 10 minutes are definitely an interesting time. So
Yeah.
outside the barn and stuff. So how was that filming? Like you said, there was a few things that made the the spot interesting. Was that one of them?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was really cold, but I think as soon as we knew that barn was there, we were like, we got to use this, right, LC?
Yeah,
Kinda
for sure.
thought. And then of course I was like down for like a fight in the yard, and or if that's a spoiler, I don't know, but like yeah, it was we had a good time.
Yeah, and that kind of plays into what we talk about with the casting as well. With Chaney and Wes. I mean, I know that there were some people who thought that, from reading the script, like Wes's character, and Wes, you and I talked about this and Chaney on another show recently. That the idea is that you would think, well, Wes's character Drew would be a big, burly, scary guy, but to me, why would you invite a big, burly, scary guy home? It had to be someone that was seemingly unassuming, someone who just did something really great for you that he didn't have to do out of nowhere. And so you don't think this person that did something nice for you is going to, become a monster. However, if you have a big, like Jack Reacher looking guy, you might think twice about inviting him home, no matter what nice thing he just did for you.
Yeah.
I think that acting, and that kind of played into the physical combat and stuff, that Chaney and Wes are of comparable, height and so forth. So all that kind of thing went into the process of thinking about how I was going to cast the movie, and how I envision the characters, because somehow how I envision characters isn't necessarily what you would imagine when you read the script. I've noticed this in a couple different instances. But you don't always want to go into a script and go, well, they're about the same height, and they're about, you don't write all that down. You just kind of rely on the casting process. But Wes was fantastic and perfect for that role opposite Chaney. I mean, Chaney was in it from the beginning, and I didn't know Wes when I first wrote it, or Celeste, but I met them and knew instantly they would be the right people for the roles that they played.
Well, thanks.
Of course.
Thanks.
Had you seen anything that they had done before, or is it just were they
Well,
just recommended to you?
I worked with Wes and Celeste. That's how I met
okay.
them.
Oh,
So
okay.
I worked with them as an actor, and on a different movie. So I was well aware of how they acted and who they were. And a big part of my thing too is also, can I get along with these people? And that was clear. We got along great on that other film, and it just kind of translated over perfectly into this film. And of course, and Chaney I've known for years at this joint, and we've worked together. I've directed him before, so.
And speaking of, it looks like your connection might actually be working at this point in time, Chaney.
Yeah, it wasn't working in my little den area, but working out here. Had to switch to the phone, but it's all
Yeah,
good.
it seems like Chrome is the. Are you using Chrome?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, we were saying that probably is the best way for some reason. Chrome. I guess they partnered
Yeah.
together. or Something.
yeah, it's certainly working better now.
But how'd you get into your character, Chaney? Because it's a nice little arc that he goes throughout the movie. So, did you go right off the script, or did you add your own little nuances in there?
I read the script like a shit, probably like 100 times maybe. Uh, and once I got like off book for the most part, then I kind of based what I was doing. I would just kind of play the situation and see where it would take us. So basically, I just played the scene and kind of played objective and was really counting on the chemistry between uh, Drew and myself, and that's why Wes is like a godsend, and Celeste is a godsend for that. So I based a lot of what I was doing based in reaction to what the other characters were doing, in order to try to make it as realistic as possible.
Well, it worked. Whatever you guys did, it definitely worked. So,
Cool. Thank you.
same thing for you, Wes. Like, when you read it, it's like beginning it's one way, the end it's another way. Like how,
That's a big thing I loved about it, because I feel like maybe it's just because I've done a lot of episodics, but like episodic TV, and a lot of the villains or bad guys or whatever that I've played have been kind of one note, and there's just never been time to explore that. And I think that with Drew, I was able to play those intense moments and also play the humanity of it. Like obviously it's not great what he's doing, it's not excusable, but like you get to know his backstory a little bit. There's more to it than just stab, blood. You know what I mean? So it was fun. It was really fun, and of course working with these guys was great. I love them.
We had a comment that Wes's performance and demeanor was so terrifying in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'm a big guy. I'm a big believer in character. I want to see good actors play interesting characters, and that's kind of my first priority. A good plot comes in there, but surrounding yourself by good actors who play characters that are maybe a little different than what they usually do, and I don't know, you just can't beat character. And you talk about the character arc, and I appreciate that because that was something I really wanted to do with this film, because there are so few characters in it. You have an actual opportunity to show how they change and go from here to there, so that by the end of the movie, none of them are the same person that they were at the beginning, which, again, that just goes into an interest in character work. And I was great that I had actors who could play characters convincingly and bring something even better than what was on the page to it, which was the case with everybody in this one.
yeah, I mean,
That's one thing I've always been a fan of is character development, and I love a good slow burn. I want to care about the character. It's there's too many movies out there where everyone's just one note, like the whole way
Yes,
through. And
exactly.
it's I mean those movies can be enjoyable as well, but tell me, like, if I'm sold on a good storyline and like character development, whatever, like I'm gonna care about that movie. Like I'm gonna buy every release that's available of that movie. I'm gonna be like buying it as gifts for my friends. Like
Yeah.
I'm like that guy, 'cause I'm like, oh, you gotta check this out. That's why, like, I know you did your next with Ty West,
Yeah.
and that's why I'm a fan of like House of the Devil and stuff like that, because it's good slow burn, good
That's a
character
good
development.
flick, man.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Ty's
That's
a
a damn
good.
good flick.
Ty's a great writer, and he's a great director, and he knows how to balance things. There's a certain thing that comes with certain movies, like Ty's very good at this, is you have to have confidence to find a rhythm, and even if the rhythm is deliberate, to delve into that and to go for the atmosphere that you can get out of something like that. Rushing through one thing after another can be exciting in some small way, but you never have any time to actually soak into the moments or into the sequences that one could develop. In this movie, I really wanted to do some sequences that I could really design and play at a certain speed that was not necessarily boom, 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 boom. But they would have more of an impact for the fact that we're lingering within them a little more. I mean, there's one in particular that involved Chaney and some rope. I don't know, I guess, how much I should go into it. But, that scene is only good if you take your time to build what that is, what's going on there,
Yeah.
Speaking
you're
of
right
said
with that.
scene, how many takes did that take?
I was merciful.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. How many times did we do that? I think 2 or 3, maybe at the.
At the most, yeah.
Yeah.
Because that seemed like a very uncomfortable position to be in.
It was. I didn't take into account
Whole Friday night.
how hard the floor was, and that I would be using my ribs to kind of move me along. So I would hear the grinding of the ribs, like I'm like, oh, geez, that's the only bit that kind of hurt. But other than that, like once I padded that up, it wasn't difficult. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I was going to say that we did get you a pad for that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it was fun. It felt like a nerve jangling moment, so I kind of ate it up.
Balancing the stuff on your back as well. I want everybody to watch the scene to understand what we're talking about.
Yeah. And that came from...
There's a little clip of it in the trailer.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
There is. And that's actually something that I think this is something I talked with Wes about. That's, from real life. Someone actually did that to people. He was a serial killer. Drew has some traits that were taken from a couple of real people. He is his own character, but, if anybody in the audience can figure out where that particular thing might have been inspired by, maybe you'll get a prize, or at least a pat on the back.
Damn, I almost blurted it out just now, too. I was like, I'll wait.
Yeah.
But I waited.
Yeah. You got to be a true crime freak.
Too. Terrifying.
You got to be a true crime freak like I am to probably get that.
Yeah.
Terrifying stuff.
Sergio was asking if you missed the trailer. You did not miss the trailer. I was actually going to say it's about halfway through the show, so we should probably play the trailer.
Nice.
So I do have the trailer. Let me just make sure. Oops, it's not here. Give me 1 second.
How unprofessional you are.
I know, right?
It should be queued up right now.
Well, now it is. So here we go. Here's a trailer for WATCHDOG, streaming now on Amazon Prime for rent and for purchase. I rented it, but I'm going to have to grab a physical copy when that limited release comes out. But here we go. Here's the trailer for WATCHDOG.
I should have known that tonight was
I'm gonna take the job.
You don't need to do it. We'll make
Tired of fighting,
secrets. They'll kill us.
Nothing could ever kill us. Not as long as we have each other's backs.
Hey.
Hey! Saved my ass back here. Let me do something for you. Anna, I would like you to meet.
Drew.
A hell of an anniversary gift. I asked for wine. You bring home, what is he? A drifter?
A guy had a gun to my head until Drew stepped in.
That guy's still out there and he could do it to someone else.
I'm gonna try trusting someone else.
You're so mean.
Why are you doing this?
If I hear these dishes around, or worse, if they fall, I'll be very upset. I will take my anger out on the wrong person.
What's happening?
You've gone into shock. This is what's called dissociation.
Look at the board. You gave away your king.
Now the question is, are you going to give up my daughter?
Well,
It's not coming soon. It's already here. It's already on Amazon.
It's no longer coming soon. Yeah, I mean, clearly, but it's here.
In this movie, it doesn't stray away from the blood and stuff. Where did you your like special effects team? How did that come together? Because there was especially in the beginning, I was like, oh, okay, they went with it for sure. So
Derek Worley did the effects in that, which all the ones that you see are practical effects. There's one that has a little bit of CGI, but it's so small that you wouldn't even be able to even notice it. And honestly, I've worked with so many people on so many movies, I can't remember where I met Derek. I don't remember what movie we met on, but I do remember that I was very happy to have him on this. And that's the thing when you work with on a number of movies with a lot of the same people, you're like, why the hell did I meet that person? But Drew and I'm sorry, Drew. Sorry, Wes. I still think of you as Drew. Wes and Chaney, I do remember. I met them on the film that I met them on. But was it Late Checkout I met Derek? Okay.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. There's probably that then. Yeah. Chaney's my memory. You get older and the shit just starts to slip.
I guess that's it's not a bad thing to work with the same people because it's familiar. I probably butcher the word familiarity.
Yeah.
Can't even speak. But anyway, it'll make it that much easier to not only work with each other, especially in intense scenes where it's like, okay, I know this person. We can push the limit, I guess, a little bit more than if it was like, okay, I just met you 2 days ago. And we have these intense scenes. If you know, especially how each other work and what, buttons to push or whatever, I'm sure it makes it that much easier to film those scenes. But also it's one of those things where, if you're writing something, it's like, I have this person specifically in mind for this role or something along those lines. Did you kind of write that around everybody, or it like I have people in mind for this role that would probably fit?
I had Chaney in mind from the beginning, but like I say, when I wrote the script, I didn't know Wes or Celeste yet. Felissa, I'll work with her on anything that I direct, and obviously we've acted together in several movies as well. So that came to mind. I don't know that I wrote it for. I mean, I try not to. I'll be honest with you. I try not to write things for people because I feel like you're writing to what you think their strengths are.
Fair enough.
And sometimes if you give an actor that hasn't gotten an opportunity to do something different, something that was just like a character you came up with, and like, okay, here, have this and see what let's do something. Then you'll get a better result, than if I tried to write like a Chaney character or a Wes character. I mean, I think you write the character first, and then you give a good actor the part to bring to life.
with Felissa, usually most of the movies I see her in, she's that like over the top character, like all over. This one, she kind of played it like straight laced a little bit, and it's like, oh, okay, it's like this is the calmest I've ever, well, in parts of the
Whatever,
movie.
but yeah.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
but
well,
the, I
you know,
don't know.
Watchdog is a reality-based movie. There's nothing in this movie that couldn't actually happen. You know, I've directed a slasher before, and there is an element when you do a slasher where there is a heightened element to it. There's almost like a comic book element to it, you know, where, you know, you hit somebody in the head with something and it doesn't just, you know, cut their ear, like their entire face gets sliced in half and they split open. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, in this kind of movie, I didn't want to have any violence or anything in the movie that couldn't actually happen. It was kind of like my idea of it was it's a true it's an episode of 48 Hours Mystery where you actually experience the night instead of getting told about it later, you know. So I think theoretically this could be what happened to poor Travis and Anna is probably going to be on the next season. And they'll have a reenactment playing out Watchdog. But this is where you're actually a fly on the wall watching what happened over the course of a true crime, you know, a crime that could actually happen.
And whenever I'm in like horror movie conversations, sometimes people find that part more terrifying, like something that can actually happen to you, where it's not like, oh, okay, well, this is a little too far fetched. I'm not going to be too worried. Like stuff like this happens all the time, unfortunately. And it's just like you watch it and you're like, this could happen tomorrow. I mean, you know. And
well, I mean, it's like Drew says at one point in the movie, you know, paraphrasing myself, but there are guys like, he basically says there are guys like me out there, you know, and people are just waiting for us to pay them a visit. So it's like, yeah, I mean, Drew could exist very easily. I'm sure something like that does exist. He's right down below me to the other side of Chaney.
Yeah, that's like I find these kind of movies more uneasy than the big gore fest movies because it is, you know, too close to home.
And I'm not saying anything against gore fest, you know.
Yeah, me either. I love them.
There's enough sand in the play box for everybody.
Yeah.
But you know, not every like I don't know. I don't know how many gore fests I have left in me, you know.
Right.
But films like Watchdog are the kind of thing that really, really, really interests me. Character-based films like that have that thriller, horror sort of feeling.
like you were saying with character development, some movies are just, 100 miles an hour, and then the only time you get a chance to is at the end of the movie, and you're like, what happened or whatever. With this one, it's one of those deals where, you kind of not feel for like Wes's character, but it's just like, okay, you let it sit there and then you think. It's like, does he have a point in this or does he not? So it's like, you kind of sit there and you're like, oh, wait, hold on. And then you realize, maybe he doesn't. Yeah. But in his own mind, he might be right. Yeah. But it's one of those things where, some horror movies, you look at the villain and you're like, maybe they kind of have like a reason, kind of like a Jason or something. It's like, you're like, oh, man, he kind of has a point. Now, does he have to take it to that degree? No. But in this one, too, you're sitting there and it's like a scene happens and then, dialogue, and it's like, okay, I can see where he's coming from at this point. Yeah. But it's, with the whole movie, I enjoyed a lot.
Thanks.
And maybe Wes could speak to this too, because I know me and Wes talked about the character, and it interested me a lot, not just with bad guys, but with good guys too, to have an element of contradiction to them. It interests me because I find that a lot in life, where people will say one thing, but they'll do something totally different, or they'll say one thing in one sentence and then contradict it in the next. And I like exploring that within characters, people who aren't just one thing, but they actually could say two or three things and mean all three of them, and then do a fourth thing that's totally contradictory to all three things. So it's like, I mean, you know, maybe I've been around a lot of fucking weird ass people, but you know.
Yeah, we talked about it like that gray area, which is again what I liked about Drew is it's like, you know, he obviously has trauma and he divulges that, and you know, just getting to play that, and also just like the space to play that in the way that we did it, and I brought these ideas to the table. There's a scene where, you know, my character kind of crawls into bed with Celeste's character Anna, and pretty sure I think we talked about that. It was like I want to try something here, and just playing with that and having that ability to let it breathe, like we were talking about, and you know, not rushing anything, and just enjoying, you know, what was on the page, and you know, getting to flex those muscles of being like, okay, like this is clearly like a deranged person, but also has, you know, all of these, you know, events that's happened to him that has caused him to feel a certain way. I don't know, it's just really interesting.
And as I recall, I think either Wes, Celeste, or the two of you had the idea of him crawling into the bed. Because I think the way it was written was he stalked around the bed and did that. And, you know, one of you guys, or both of you, suggested that he crawl into the bed with her, and I thought that was so creepy and terrifying that he would do that, that's what we ended up doing.
Yeah.
Christina in the chat is saying Wes's character was so interesting because it seems like he really didn't want to do what he did, but then he also really relished in it when he did it, or when he did it.
That's definitely an element to it, for sure. For sure, that's a part of that contradictory thing that I was telling you about before, you know.
Yeah. Thank you, Christina.
And Chaney had an interesting job because he got to do what's maybe the hardest thing, which is play the straight guy.
Yeah.
Who has his own contradictions, as we learn in the movie. You know, he has his moral principles that are very near and dear to him that he won't break no matter what. But he has his own little shadows of his past that come into it, and you know, he and I love the idea of watching Chaney play like this vulnerable, good-hearted dude, because he's so often in movies he's either like the guy who wears the goofy guy wearing like the pinwheel hat, you know, or he's the killer. And I'm like, oh, let's give Chaney like this grown-up guy that pays bills. I mean, let's see him play that guy.
Was it that much different for you, Chaney, or you had that down pat?
We can't really hear you.
I'm going to do the subtitles. I'll do it in Swahili.
The working man aspect of it.
He's just having a hell of a night, ain't he?
That'll be
it's a cool shot. I think
that is a cool shot. I like the smoke coming through.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
it seems like the audio is just cutting out.
Jaron Lewis shots right there.
Yeah. Maybe you could sign it for us. He's like,
he did the Mark Patton to the phone.
Yeah.
No one can cuss a phone silently like Chaney. I can tell you that. We caught that in the movie.
It's like
it's muffled.
Kind of like you're underwater.
Yeah. Looks like you're slowly coming up out of the lagoon.
How about now?
That sounds better.
Okay.
This is the Blair Witch shot here.
Yeah. I was gonna say it looks Blair Witch right now. Are you scared? Don't open your eyes.
Say, I'm so scared.
You're done.
I'm so scared right now.
Yeah, I think the phone was up too loud or something.
So what were you saying?
I don't remember.
I'm asking if it was different for you to play like the guy pays bills and is just as opposed
Oh
to
yeah, yeah. That part of Travis I could totally identify with, the whole pressure of paying bills and going to work and having to, do a job we didn't even give a shit about, but gotta do it kind of thing. So that fit me like a glove. Uh, in terms of him being like as nice and as uncautious, if you will, if he was. That was fun to play with. 'Cause that was like totally opposite of me, like what what I would do.
Yeah.
That was fun to play with. Like if I got mugged at the car, I'd be like, "Oh man, we're good. Thank you. Here's a 20. I'm out." I got shit to do, man. There's a lady at the house. I got stuff to do, man. I appreciate it, but I gotta go.
That's funny.
Did I mention there's a lady waiting on me? Yeah. But no, Travis playing the how forgiving and how nice he was, man. That's really something kind of fun to play with. Kind of changes, gives you a whole new perspective looking through that lens. I remember I thought I wanted the ending to be slightly different, but now having done it the way it is, it's perfect the way it is. It's exactly how it should have went. And the path of each person makes perfect sense. Because not one path is the same; they're all very different.
Just have to, you got to do the thing that people hate to do, and just trust LC that he knows what he's doing.
Nice.
Yeah, that was just me. Like, come on, look at it. That was me. Selfishness on my that. It all worked out exactly the way it should have.
Yeah, because each of the characters have their own little story arc, and they all have their own, each one hits every emotion that you can. Like even Celeste's character, she's goes from disappointed to running for her life, and then Drew's character is an arc one way and it flips the other way, and then Chaney's character flips the opposite way. So it's throughout the movie, all these emotions. You hit every emotion in this movie for sure.
Thanks, man.
That was sort of the fun of writing it too, is because you have these people who are locked in a kind of combat throughout, psychological or physical, and then you see how the tables turn. It's sort of or there was a cutscene that had more of a deliberate chess reference, but it's sort of like these moves and counter moves where one person will have the upper hand, and then the next person will have the upper hand, only for it to flip back to the next person. And so this just keeps going on throughout the entire film, and obviously this was deliberate in writing it, but it just seemed like that was I could have a lot of fun with that story sort of device of just these constantly flipping advantages that one person will have then goes to another.
Nice.
Which obviously you can do that a lot when you have people locked in such intimate sort of situations.
Yeah. We do have to start wrapping things up. Just real quick, Christina wanted to point out that Travis was cruising for a bruising. She wanted to point that out.
You got it.
But
you got one.
Still, you
Travis was a lonely guy, everywhere he went he was getting kind of pushed around. He didn't fit in, and he found a buddy for the night. That was just the plan, to have a buddy, have some beers. He'd take him to the trade. He was, he did what he did out of kindness and I think loneliness too.
Yeah,
definitely. And obviously you don't think that's going to happen. You don't think what happens is going to happen.
I wonder, I wonder.
This guy has very kind, beautiful blue, kind eyes.
Yeah, he won you over with his blue eyes.
No. Suck up.
He's got a Bowie knife in his backpack. He's a hunter.
That's what Wes ER fan can do.
That knife was huge.
It was a big knife.
It's got the greatest blooper of all time involving that bad boy.
Yeah.
That's what that knife was. What we call a Derek Worley special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Longest knife.
So we do have to wrap things up. So let's start with LC. Where can people go? Oh, obviously we want to send people to Amazon Prime to rent or buy Watchdog on digital. And when or where can they go to find out more information about the limited physical release?
Well, you can find out updates constantly on the movie at the Facebook page, my Facebook page, LC Holt, and the film's Facebook group, which is Watchdog. I think it's called Watchdog, a horror film. And the same things are the equivalents are on Instagram as well.
Okay. Anywhere else they can follow you, or just that's the best place?
I am Mr. No Social Media, so
okay.
It's amazing I have two. Yeah, it's amazing I have two.
Yeah. Chaney, what about yourself? Where can people follow you?
Well, my number is 1-900 Mix-a-Lot.
Oh.
Facebook, Instagram, and I'm in Facebook, Instagram, the usuals.
Okay. And what about you, Wes?
Instagram, it's Wes.Robinson. And that's the one I use the most, at least for like public things. So
nice.
Yeah.
Tony?
And now that Watchdog's out, do you guys have any other projects that you have out that you want to plug before?
I'm always thinking about what I'm gonna do next.
Yeah, I just did a this crime drama thriller movie called Quiet Town. I believe it's premiering in September in Pennsylvania. I'm not sure when the general public will be able to see it, but that's coming. And then Chaney and I might be working on this movie together soon. We'll see. Not in the same scenes, I don't think, but same film.
No, I'll be there. I'll hang out with you. Yeah, it was the first time it'll be filmed like not far from where I'm at.
Nice.
And how about you,
There's
Chaney?
a couple films slated for release, I think this year, but I don't have any release information or anything like that. I'll post about it when that information was presented to me.
All right. Well, for me, you can follow me on Tony Has Nine Fingers on YouTube. I do movie reviews, unboxings, anything movie related. It's been a while, but I got enough of a backlog that you can check out that stuff. Tony Has Nine Fingers on X, which I hardly ever use. Tony Has Nine Fingers on TikTok, which is my fastest growing social media, so you find me there most of the time, where I review stuff. I post my collection and stuff. Tony's Movies on Instagram, where I show off the movies behind me. And of course here on the Wicked Horror Show, most Tuesdays, whether we have awesome guests or it's just horror movie chat, you can find us here. Like we always say, thank you for listening, but you definitely should check out the live shows so you can interact and comment and stuff and hear and see what's going on, as opposed to just hearing it and wondering what the hell's going on or wondering what the trailer looks like. But we push everybody to, come and join the live so you can interact with us. Kevin?
And this hour was a great demonstration of why you should watch.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, what's going on? What do you mean? Chaney's disappearing. He's here for 5 seconds and gone.
Call him the Tada Kid. That's his new nickname. Wolfie was actually in the chat at the very end, and he continued with Chaney's joke about the 1-800 Mix-a-Lot. And he said 36, 24, 36, only if you're 5'3". For myself, you can just A-Knuckle on Instagram. Like Tony said, you can watch us or listen to us. I prefer you do both. But for some reason, our audio podcast has more traction than our video podcast, even though, we spend more time and whatever. I don't know. But I would like to see more traction on the video side, personally, because I think it's more fun. But thank you all for listening / watching. And thank you to our awesome guests. And thanks for making such a cool movie. And go check out Watchdog on Amazon Prime. And we'll see
Thanks,
you guys
guys.
next time.